Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's MarketChameleon.com. I'm Adam. That's Will. Man, what a great Sunday yesterday, huh, man?
Morning, chameleons.
Oh man,
Yes, it's
so
great.
good. You
Let me.
watched the
No, no,
Miracle in
don't, don't,
Miami,
don't,
and
don't say anything. Don't say anything.
what?
I'm gonna share that screen.
You can't share your screen, man. That's proprietary NFL
I'm
films
sharing it.
documentation. You
Everyone's got to watch this.
you
This
can't.
was the last play. I mean, you're Adam and
Will,
I
you
are
can't
two
show this. Our thing's gonna get banned, dude. You can't show
two
this, man.
two lifelong Jet fans. So seeing this against the
Uh,
Patriots at the end, they were on their own 30. Uh, Belichick put in his Hail Mary team, and this is what the Dolphins do.
Oh, this is so good. What I love, everybody would keep
Uh,
watching until the very, very end. So you get this nice pitch, really nice. And that's the smart one. That's the one that wins it right there. But this, I don't know who this dude is, that runner. But watch, here comes Gronk, and Gronk looks like me, dude. Slow. And the best thing
uh,
about that was the announcer is like, Gronk has the wrong angle.
but it was just great because
Oh,
they
it's
put
so
they put
fun.
Gronk in thinking they were going to throw a heave ho,
Yeah,
and he's a tall,
man.
athletic player, and what they needed was a tackler on the field.
They needed a strong safety, man, not a
Yeah. Oh my
not
God,
a
that
slow,
was.
clunky tight end. Oh, he was exposed, as they say. He was exposed.
And
That was
for
so
anyone who
awesome.
doesn't have the red zone, that is what made it so valuable having that red zone. I
Where
mean,
you
we
could
were
just
all
pop in and watch that. Yeah,
we were
that was
yeah
good.
we were all watching it live. We were
Yeah.
watching the red zone live, so it was like
Yep.
it was awesome,
Yeah, man.
awesome,
Good
great,
stuff.
great. We rewinded it about 6 times. So the last rewind, the whole family, we had a bunch of people over, so everyone came in, and it was good. The first time and the fifth time, all very fun, and it was good this morning to see. But let's go to the options market for today and see if we can find ourselves a little Hail Mary
Why don't you take
magic.
why don't you take my face? There you go, man.
I,
Good.
I dropped you like a bad habit right there.
So I heard the markets are down this morning, man. I heard news in China and
They
Asia.
are
It's
there.
not good.
There are a couple things to be aware of, and we'll go into it. But SPY is at another technical level, this 2600 level, that it's about to touch for the third time, and it's also been revealed in a study this weekend that this is the first time since the dot com boom that buying the dips is not working. And the study showed that really it's either anytime this has happened, it's either been the start of a bear market or during a bear market.
All right,
So take that.
who came out with this report?
I think it
The
was JP Morgan. I think
bearexpress.com. What?
well, it's just like any study, right? It's a
Yeah.
study of the numbers. It's if you have the ability to dig deep into the numbers, which is one of the things the chameleon can do. We haven't found that information, but all of our screeners, all of our data, you back test and try to look for, high
Patterns and so
probability
forth. Yep.
opportunities. Yes. And
Hmm.
so take that for what it's worth. But it's time you should really be aware of the risks in the market right now. One thing
Well, it's
that
like
was
those type of studies. Are they actually studying something and then it happens, or does the study compel it to happen? Right. And
well,
what's your feeling on that?
it could be. I think people get burned. I mean, whether it's a machine buying or the market, you can only buy so much.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then you have your inventory, and then you're leveraged, and then the next sell off, you have to start selling, right?
Yep.
So I, I would say there's something to it myself, but each person has to take the information and draw their own conclusions and look. Did you put up the disclosure this morning?
Oh,
I feel like
I feel like I didn't. Here it is. Everybody, remember. Please, thank you for reminding me, Will, that option trading is risky. All trading's risky. We're just giving you some info, giving you our looks, but you got to make your own decisions, do your own research. That's what the chameleon's for. It's for doing research. So what do you got, man? Bring us some good stuff here.
yeah. The first thing I was looking at is, and it popped into my head here with this silver option volume. Uh, in times of fear and panic, people have been known to run to silver and gold.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into the silver and gold and started to think to myself, where can I use the chameleon to find an opportunity? And what I did is look at the seasonality analysis, which revealed, and that's right to the left after I brought up silver.
Yep.
Excuse me for that. And I revealed something pretty interesting. The Jan seasonal strength, the average price change in January has been up 5.5%. 8 out of 11 of the periods that we've back tested have shown positive occurrences. You can see them in the table.
Yep.
So this is something to keep in mind going into this
silver.
Yep.
Man, that's the first time I've heard that one, man. The silver play.
you can look at silver. It's certainly down over the last 3 years, 5 years. It's ever since the last market sell-off. It's been on a downward spiral. So after silver, I was like, better look at gold. And interestingly, they both have a Jan seasonal strength, which is something interesting. So.
And then next, what are we going to look at? We're going to look at guns next, my friend. Guns and food stores.
No. Food storage is always a good thing to have. No, but I went and did seeing that interest in seasonality strength in gold and silver in January. I figured I'd give everyone a look into the seasonality screener, and this takes all the data in the marketplace for the last 11, 12 years and screens for seasonality occurrences. And so we've gone in doing this screen, it back tests 9,000 different prices and stocks.
Different stocks.
And yep. And so I screened for years of observations above 8, number percent positive observations above 70%. Average return, I looked for 2.5. Remember, this is a monthly return. Median, I also looked at 2.5. And there were a ton of, when there are 280 opportunities with those variables inputted. So there are a lot of things to look at. And it's just one of the real, no one can do this on their own, right? You either have to be a big firm who has that ability to, comb through this data, or you are a chameleon member. So, and it gives you a lot of opportunities going into January to look for positive observation, win rates, reasonable returns. I mean, you look at these returns, I only asked for 2.5%, but, let's click. There were, a bunch of real big return. There's a lot of stuff in there to look at.
Yep. Remember, guys, you can click any of the links below. Go to MarketChameleon.com. Follow along with us. You can actually try out the premium products like this product free for 7 days. Make sure it fits into your trading model. So this is good stuff, man. Good stuff.
So this is the last piece, but another interesting thing over the weekend was your favorite business owner, entrepreneur, technologist, whatever you refer to him as, spaceman, Elon Musk, Mr. Mars was.
What did he do this weekend, man? What did he do?
He was on. He decided 60 Minutes was a good place to go, and let everyone know that he just doesn't like the SEC. Doesn't, it was really. I mean, you don't want to poke a bear in the eye when you're in his cave.
Yeah, you do, man. When you have a Twitter account, yes, you do, man. Love it, dude. We're in a new world, Will. You're still 20 years behind, man. You think, why would you do that, man? Because you can't touch him, dude.
You can't. Well, you
can touch him, and he's gonna bite.
You may not be able to touch him, but you can certainly touch his stock.
Oh yeah.
Be aware, as a Tesla shareholder, I actually have a position I did in there synthetically. When it was way down.
Yep.
I think it's time to look at a synthetic short in this. And
synthetic get out.
So I looked at selling the at-the-money calls and buying the 25 delta calls above it, and then buying the 25 delta puts to get a short position on. And this would allow me to do it at a credit, $10 credit. So I'm just going to add that to my watch list. But play around with Tesla and look for some different opportunities there.
So you're selecting just so everybody sees what you're doing. You're selecting different preset strategies right there. Do you see?
Well, I'm just.
Why don't you explain to the people what you're doing for newbies like
well,
me? Tell me what you're doing.
This allows you to set a preset strategy. What I'm doing, mine's kind of self-created, but it's basically a risk reversal in the fact that you're get long some downside puts and you're short the upsides. Well, I'm short the at the money. This isn't really a name. It's just a synthetic short position. There's nothing in there that says. Well, I guess I could go short put spread, short call spread. It's a blended of a couple different things. But I'm marking it so I know when it shows up in my watch list what it is. But when I clicked on risk reversal, it cleared everything out.
Sure.
So what I did was went out to Jan 20 and I got long the upside, the 25 delta calls, and I sold the at the monies, which is going to be the ones with the most premium. So I sold that, and then I bought the 25 delta puts.
All right. Hopefully everybody followed that so they can understand what you're doing there. Cool.
And short. Well, that was the 25 delta. It's the 25 delta calls I'm short. So I'm short the 550 calls, or short the at the money calls. Where's the at the money? I'm spinning around so fast. So I'm short the 360 calls, long the 550 calls. So that caps my downside if the stock keeps going up.
Okay.
Something you'll want to watch. I mean, if the stock rips if this market continues to sell off. I mean, if this market sells off, this should also sell off just on the beta of it. People will have to, what inevitably happens if the market's selling off is people have to get rid of all their assets. They can't get the ones that are, get into, so they, even if they want to hold some of the Tesla, they'll have to get out of some of the Tesla. So, anyways, I'll reload that diagram. Wait, what happens?
You see, man, everybody, this is the mind of an options trader. We're getting an inside view into the mind of an option trader. Whoa. Actually, that's the beauty of the chameleon, is that you just pop in new numbers, right? If something doesn't look right, you just go, wait a minute, what did I just do?
You're not trading here. You're trying to understand a position and build a position.
You're trying to understand exactly.
I mean, this is there you go. So what I did, I had shorted that put. So it was just a lot of risk on. So anyways, reloaded it. The credit's 10. I'm going to add that to the watch list. Just keep an eye on it. So that's Tesla. But be aware, I mean, he is never going to be quiet. And you said that's the good thing about technology today is someone can always be noisy. And he likes his noise and likes to. I mean, he even described his Twitter account. It's a place he can go and get in fights. He likes to fight. So it's an interesting thought process. And listen, it is a new world, new dynamic. But unfortunately, most of the government organizations are in the old world, right? And you still have to. Absolutely. It's still, they view Twitter as a media, and you have to be very careful what you present to the public through the media and how it sits relative to their rules. I mean, he'd be much better served in a private company that he completely owns and doesn't have to follow.
Yeah, but dude, what's the fun in that, man? There's no fun in that. What's the fun, man? That's no fun.
I guess. I guess. The last thing I was going to show is something I haven't talked about before, and this is if you go to screeners. It was the ETFs, or let me see where it is.
ETF inflows and outflows.
It's actually under stocks. It's ETF inflow and outflow.
Right.
This is available to everyone, and I just wanted to see where the largest inflows were, because these are in a period where the market's going down. I wanted to see if there were any outliers where money was flowing into, and you can take a look. And just two that jumped out at me were these emerging markets. Because I know money had been flowing out of them for quite a while. So this is something, these are, if you look at the stocks, they're they're down 20%. So they're, in bear market territory. So you may want to start taking a look at these emerging markets as an opportunity to get in.
So you got IEMG?
IEMG, and the other is EEM, which has been around quite a bit longer. So just a couple opportunities in that space to if you want an ETF in a broad market of emerging markets. So these are small country stocks basically, and with emerging economies. So just keep an eye on it. I mean, they have been on a serious downtrend, but it is interesting that in a period when the market's been selling off, that money has been flowing back into these emerging markets. And this is a nice tool that we've never really looked at before to see by, you can look by sector. These are all the major financials in the U.S., how money's been flowing out of them recently, and except into consumer staples. I mean, obviously the ones where you can see, I mean, money's been flowing into consumer staples and utilities because people look at that as like some sort of natural hedge if the market's going down and we're moving into a recessionary type period. So,
yep. Good stuff, man.
So, cool.
Awesome stuff, dude. So everybody remember, you can click down below, click any of the links, visit us, MarketChameleon.com. Love to see you over there. Say hi to me on Twitter. You know I'm there, man. Media, man.
You love fighting on Twitter.
I love it. I'm a huge. You want to get into a Twitter battle? Let's roll. That's the way I roll.
Do you have that little bird tattooed on your forearm?
Isn't that awesome? All right, everybody. Have a great day trading. Stay safe out there.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good week. Bye.